Welcome back, everyone. How we doing?
I guess they're doing fine.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you're doing fine. You're listening to Outside the Cinema or watching it. Welcome back, everyone.
Yep, we're here.
Yeah,
we're here.
I did get a couple of messages. I had mentioned on the show a couple weeks ago about if there's anyone that had discovered the show in the last few years, and I think I got 2 different messages from people.
Oh.
One of them was I was listening to old GGTMC episodes and searched you guys out. So it's like you're a new listener but discovered us from something like over 10 years ago, which is
hey, that's fine.
Makes sense. That's why archives are there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I forget what the other one was though, and I don't have it in front of me, and I apologize to that person. But yeah, got a couple messages. It's cool.
Nice.
I was just curious because I don't feel like, I know myself, I've kind of stopped listening to podcasts because I can't find anything that I really like that isn't already being fed to me. You know what I mean?
Or that we haven't done ourselves.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just know it's difficult. It's difficult. I mean,
yeah.
We're lucky to have our little corner of the internet that we've kept through the years, so we appreciate it very much.
It is surprising that people would want to listen to us for this long.
For this, I feel like in general we make a great first impression.
Yeah.
If you stick around, you might have other issues you want to talk about.
Oh shit, they got opinions about other stuff too.
Oh my God, so many opinions. Yeah. I mean, we are humans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Regardless of what others seem to think, we are humans.
If you're raised on the movies we were raised on, then, you probably have the same. I don't remember buying that. The same outlook as we do.
Hopefully.
The guys win, the underdogs.
Yeah, we got to save the rec center. That's where we're at in the U.S. right now. We got to band together and save the rec center on the largest level you've ever seen.
Yeah, and we'll do the breakdance contest, but I'm not going to be dancing.
Nope.
More like a burn it fucking down contest.
I'll DJ it.
I'll burn Stephen Miller. Personally, just him. Or whatever house he's in, I don't care. I'll burn it down with him in it.
That's fair.
Guy's a fucking monster.
They're all monsters.
I don't feel bad about saying I want to kill people when they're these people. I mean, normally I would. I'd have a little reservation about, that's not really. It kind of goes against everything you stand for. But then again, so do they.
Yeah, it's a weird world we live in.
I don't know if I told you or I told my wife, because I don't remember who I tell things to anymore.
That's fair.
I said, I feel like I'm at that part in the movie where you can't deny any longer that you are in a coma and you have to wake up.
It wasn't me, but that's a really good analogy, I think.
Right? Because it's at that point where it's like shit is so off the wall, unnaturally, stupidly crazy that this has to be fake. It has to be a fucking dream. Something.
We're all in the Matrix.
Roll the dice again and we're in the wrong timeline? I mean, that's the big joke, but it certainly fucking feels like somebody plugged a virus into the Matrix, doesn't it? Absolutely. I don't believe any of that. We live in a Matrix or any of that shit. Not 100%.
Well, a few years ago you didn't. Now, maybe.
I'll entertain the idea because I think it's fascinating to talk about, but I don't believe it. But, it's getting real hard to deny something weird is happening, especially when you see shit like Grok is now publishing or creating thousands of child porn images. What? Yeah, exactly. On request. And here's the fucked up part about that. AI can't generate anything that it hasn't been fed.
Right. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. See, that takes takes a half a second, but all of a sudden you're like, oh shit. Grok has the Epstein files.
Grok is the Epstein files.
Anyway.
That's the only safe place to be right now, apparently, is in the Epstein files.
Well, yeah, if you're a white Republican. So I'm halfway there. But that road is out to me because it's Republican. So I want to see something on a nice note?
Always.
So my kid, Nova, she's gotten into They Might Be Giants.
Cool.
So I got her one of these.
Nice.
Literally. Here, I'll do the thing all the influencers do. There, it still doesn't focus. This is a blue canary Nightlight for the outlet by your light switch. This is the official Blue Canary nightlight from They Might Be Giants.
Cool.
And I got her one and I got me one so we can each have one and remember each other. And then because I wanted free shipping, I ordered a hat.
Can't go wrong there. Hats are good. I wear them.
It's not a me hat, but it says Universe Man.
All right.
Because of the song Particle Man. And sometimes I do care about Smaller Man.
Sometimes.
So, yeah, I'm a fan. I like They Might Be Giants.
I'm not.
Last show they came through with was sold out, so I couldn't take her, but whatever.
Yep, not a fan.
That's
I've
fine.
never been a fan of They Might Be Giants.
I prefer Flood over any of the other stuff, except maybe their Science album for kids. I like that, but they're an acquired taste, and I've realized that my favorite vocalists are people with odd voices. Mike Patton, John there from They Might Be Giants, Jello, and fuck, I forgot the lead singer of the Dickies. I forgot his name, but they all have that same weird trilly kind of voice almost at times.
Did you see that Mike Patton did a record with the Avett Brothers last year? And it is so like exactly what you would expect.
With who?
The Avett Brothers. They're like a Americana, like country-ish duo.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that at all.
Yeah, it's called it's called Avett/Patton, but it's like AVT/PTN.
Okay.
It's funny because it's like it sounds like the Avett Brothers with like featuring Mike Patton. So it's not like super weird, but just to hear him start bellowing with them is an odd thing. I'm not a huge Avett Brothers fan. I like some of their stuff, but I'm not a country fan in general. And I for the most part hate country music. And it's really bugging me that it's so popular in the States right now.
Yeah, I like country music from like the 50s and 60s.
Yeah, I like that, like old school outlaw country. You know, Johnny Cash, Merle Haggard, stuff like that. But like Morgan Wallen and Zach Brown and like
what's that fucking Applebee's song?
Oh, isn't that I know the song you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm glad you don't remember.
Cold beer on a Friday night, pair of jeans that fit you right. No, fucking I don't know who the artist is, but like modern country. Like country. I hate it. Like hate it. Modern
country is just pop country. Like pop rock, pop punk is to punk.
Not even. Not like,
I feel it should be taken that seriously.
I get what you're saying.
Because I don't take pop punk seriously at all.
I take some of it serious. Some of it.
I mean, serious as musicians, but not as a like genre like I don't fucking know. I was gonna say drama. That's a movie,
right?
But like serious love ballads and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, pop punk's an interesting one because there are those bands that just seem really super silly, but then there's a lot of bands, there's a lot of layers to it. I don't find layers like that in country. Like there's pop country, then there's your like bluegrass Americana stuff, which I actually enjoy that stuff.
Bluegrass is nice, yeah.
And then there's like your old school outlaw country, which there's stuff of that out there now, but everything is so saturated with fucking beer commercial music. I mean, the music industry is, from what I understand, very difficult now. Money is almost nowhere to be found. Oh, there's none. There's none.
And you're gonna want to get a good base with money in it to give it to you, and it seems like those are the suckers that are willing to do it.
It's also like, and this, if you are a country fan and you like these groups, I'm not trying to diss you. But I feel like it's a lowest common denominator thing, especially here in the States. Like you've got guys like Morgan Wallen that like sell out stadiums, 75, 80,000 people. Yeah. And like they go overseas and like play small clubs. It's like it's kind of like that thing where like so many of those like British and UK rock bands will headline Glastonbury. Like, okay, a band like Biffy Clyro is a perfect example.
Oh, yeah.
Where they will headline Glastonbury and be like the biggest thing going, and then they come here and they can't sell out the Paradise.
Right.
It's the opposite with a lot of country artists. Not all. There's definitely some that transcend that, but like
Well,
I can't imagine.
country, if you think about it, country music is basically traditional American music, right? If you wanted to go with every country has their traditional music, this is the traditional Caucasian music of modern America.
Yes, I'm glad you said Caucasian because I look at it jazz and blues as the real.
We're getting a movie called, and I didn't say this. This is Chris's twin brother who has horrible opinions about things. We're getting a movie. He's getting a movie at work called America's Musical Journey.
Uh-oh.
And I have problems with it. Like they talk about music and the South and gospel, and who do they highlight? What musician do you think they highlight?
From like gospel?
Yeah.
And
early rock. Like, is it Tharp or any of the other people that pioneered a music style or aren't recognized as widely as they should be? Or was it a person that did a bunch of cover songs, never wrote a song, couldn't play an instrument as far as I know, and danced and died on a toilet?
Elvis played guitar.
He didn't write a single fucking song.
He was in the studio. He was in the studio.
He sang. That's everybody can sing with enough training. He's not a musician. He's a performer. So if it's America's Musical Journey, let's see some other people at the time that were performers that wrote their songs. Why don't you show me Little Richard? Because then that's like a bunch of different categories that all you people can check off on your DEI sheets. I make fun of DEI because my whole thing is what was first, what's the best, who's the best for the job. I don't give a shit what you look like. I don't care. Do you hurt people? That's what I care about.
Right.
Otherwise,
see, now,
yeah.
I'm just gonna say with Elvis it's an interesting. Like, I am not going to downplay Elvis's accomplishments and what he means to the music industry.
Oh, his impact is undeniable.
But there's no denying that what Elvis did was a bastardization of black artists before him.
It's straight up theft.
Right. It's just, he put the Caucasian shine on it.
And we
that's
still
again
do to
taking
this day.
nothing away from him as a singer and a performer.
Right.
But like, I get the impact. It's like saying if you were to say like, oh, well, there was rock bands before the Beatles. Well, yeah, no shit, there was rock bands, but the Beatles were the band that like changed things.
You know what? When it comes to the Beatles, I have a friend who is just ride or die with the Beatles. You get the fuck out of here if you don't like them. So they came up in conversation and I said, you know what? I don't think the Beatles got any better than their cover album. And he lost his fucking mind. He's like, what do you mean cover album? I'm like, how many songs on their first couple albums are covers? Oh, well. Yeah, they were a cover band. Just like the Ramones. The Ramones basically are pop punk that sang doo-wop covers. And California Sun. I mean, so like, I'm not gonna, if you say to me, oh, well, this band did this, so now they're a piece of shit, I'll be like, okay, fine. Whatever. It doesn't change if I like the songs or not.
Unless it's R. Kelly.
But I never listened to R. Kelly, or Diddy, for that matter. I know it sounds unbelievable, but I never willingly listened to a Sean Combs.
There's definitely the thing with Combs, because his hands were in so many different places, and
I know I've given him money.
Like you listen to his stuff without realizing you listen to his stuff. Like,
right, that's why I said willingly.
Yeah, no, I get it. We're way off fast. We haven't even said what movies we're covering this week. We should probably get into that.
Oh, right. Birth of a Nation.
No, God, no.
We should do that on a very special day when there's an obituary.
No, we would do, I don't know, we'll figure something. Anyway, but the films this week, you chose 2 80s slasher films to really just kind of cleanse our palate with everything that's going on.
Yeah, I was just watching stuff on Tubi and I'm like, shit, we should probably do this one on the show.
Well, I can't believe Don't Go in the Woods is a film that I can't believe we haven't covered it.
I've seen it on a bunch of YouTube channels and stuff, and it never clicked in my head as something that we watched because the killer was just so different.
Yeah, I would, when you sent it to me, I'm like, yeah, we've definitely done that.
That's what I thought.
But at least going back to year 8,
Mm.
we hadn't done it because I didn't keep track on IMDb of what we were covering until the 8th year, which sounds fucking insane.
I think that's fine. That's fine.
It's fucking
even
crazy.
if we covered it in the first 7 or 8 years, then
I don't remember it now.
Due. We're due for a rewatch. That's fine.
So Don't Go in the Woods is one of the films this week, and the other one is Silent Madness, which I actually
never heard of.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it either. Even the cover art was like vaguely like reminiscent.
Oh, do you know why? Do you know why the cover art was vaguely familiar?
Because it looks just like Telly Savalas from the cover of of course now I forgot what the movie was.
No.
What was the Telly Savalas movie where he played the devil?
Oh.
Because the cover of that was very similar to this.
I was thinking, I can't remember, so I'm going to say what I was thinking.
There.
I was thinking Shock Treatment, the sort of sequel to Rocky Horror.
Yep, you're right.
Because it's all red, it's got the close-up doctor face, and he looks like Richard O'Brien.
You're right.
So
you're right.
That's why I stopped on it for a second. I'm like, oh, come on, the other one's not great. Let's see how this one looks with this cover.
You watched this movie based on another movie's similar cover that you didn't like.
Yeah, I judged it on the cover, and surprise, yeah, that works sometimes.
Sometimes it doesn't.
No, a lot of times it doesn't.
All right, we're going to get into the reviews in just one sec, but I do want to ask that if you are a listener of the show and if you are not a member of our Patreon, consider joining. The deal with the Patreon at patreon.com/outside the cinema is that all that money that we generate there goes right back into keeping the show on the air, paying for our hosting fees, paying for equipment, paying for internet, all those things that we need to do to keep the show alive is generated there. And in the next week or two, I am going to start uploading all of the show archives to Patreon. I created a second feed on Patreon. So let me clear, there was some confusion. I shouldn't say some confusion, but some issues with the Patreon feed the last couple of weeks. Okay. They instituted an update at some point where when you're putting a post, you have to choose which feed you want to put it on. So if you're a member of the Patreon, there's 3 feeds you can have now. There's the overall feed where you get everything. Yep. There's the main podcast feed where you would get the weekly show, and there's a third feed now that's called Archives. So if you're on the main one, you'll get everything anyway. But if you want to separate them and stuff, you can go in and choose. But so they did an update a couple weeks ago where they started to include that. And if you didn't check it, it didn't put the episode into the feed. So I've just always put the episode up and it automatically generated itself into the feed. And for whatever reason, my system hadn't updated. So I wasn't getting that thing. So I had to do the thing where first I had somebody tell me, hey, I'm not getting the shows. And then I was like, okay, cool. Nothing's changed. Let me look into it. And then I immediately text Scott and I'm like, hey, are the shows coming out on the feed? And he's like, no, they're not. He's like, so if you were getting the shows, you were getting them from the email that's generated every time we put one up. And Scott's like, well, he's like, I've been getting the emails. He's like, but they're not, the last like 3 or 4 episodes aren't on the feed. So I had to reach out to them and like, hey, what's going on here? And then they fixed it and we're like, oh, you're not adding to the feed. I'm like, yeah, but that option wasn't there before I emailed you. Oh. So like, but they were great. They fixed their help people had it fixed within an hour or 2.
Oh, that's good.
And now it's all set.
Nice.
But I'm going to start uploading archives with the episodes first. Now, here's the question.
Yeah.
Do I go all the way back to episode 1? Do you guys care about the year without a Chris? Like, do you care about that?
That's a good question.
Because I'll be honest, those first 25, 30 episodes, although there's great content there.
Oh, no, it's 55.
55?
I came in at 56.
Right. No, but I'm saying those first 25 episodes or so.
Oh, yeah.
Sound quality is not good.
I gotcha.
It is a different co-host. It's not Chris. Chris does show up from time to time. He does some segments and stuff. But the sound quality isn't really good. And Chris starts on episode 56. So he starts just a little bit into the start of that second year when the other host chose not to continue with the show. So do I start there? Or do I go back to 1? Because I can upload. Here's the thing: is like I don't know what the limits are for Patreon, but I could probably upload at least 4 or 5 episodes, at a time, I would think. So I don't know. Let me know. I feel like I should probably start when Chris started, but if you're interested in that first season, I can upload it, but let me know what you guys think. So you can send me a DM on Instagram or email me through the Outside the Cinema email, or shoot me a message on Patreon. And, if I get a few people to let me know what they want. I mean, and here's the thing: I can upload it there. That means you don't have to listen to it if you don't want it. Right, but you have the option to go back to it if you want to.
It's not a bad place to just have it stored.
Because currently the archives are all on Dropbox, and you get a link to the Dropbox. But I feel like a lot of people forget about them.
Yeah.
Because you have to have a separate login, and it's honestly, then it's kind of, not to be lame, but it's kind of a pain in the ass for me to make sure I keep sending out the logins and sending out the link, and then anytime there's a change, I have to update everything.
Yeah, and it should be as easy for everybody listening as possible.
Yeah. So
if it could be one click to a menu, good.
Yeah. So all you would have to do basically is go to the feed on the Patreon page, or you're like, all right, I listened to episode 33, just search episode 34, and it'll just come up. But I'm going to start doing that probably later this week or early next week. Let me know if I get some people tell me. Otherwise, I'll just start at 1, or I'll just. What do you think? Should I start at 1? Just start at 1 and.
Why not?
Okay. All right.
Why not? And
I'm going to do that unless you guys tell me otherwise.
Yeah, I was going to say if you can only do a few a day, you get at most half of the year in before somebody says no, don't fucking do that.
Right. Well, and the other thing too is, but if you were not interested in getting those sent to you automatically through the feed, you might want to go in and change your subscriptions on the feeds. So they'll all be available to members of the Patreon, $1 or more on the Patreon. If you want to have those delivered to you directly via RSS, you can sign up for the overall feed or just the archive feed. But if you're one of those people like me that likes to have everything in order, so that way when you go to listen to it and you're listening to the new shows, you're not going to have to sort through 5 or 6 episodes between it. Of whatever. So curious what you guys think. We're just trying to give you guys some options for some other stuff. And honestly, the Dropbox, I don't think a lot of people use it. And it's if you like the show and you want to listen to movie reviews, that's there's tons and tons of stuff there.
I know a lot of people wouldn't want to download a whole nother app just to. Yeah.
It's not another app.
Make a new account. No, okay.
It's another
Fair
feed.
Enough. I was thinking of something different. I was thinking of connected it to something with.
Yeah, it's another feed that would download into wherever you listen to your podcasts on. If you listen to Apple, all you have to do is you copy the feed and put it into your Apple one, or you can if you whatever podcatcher or whatever it is you use. It's not a separate app, or you can just listen to it right through the Patreon app too. So,
see, I was thinking in order to get to the Dropbox ones, you had to have.
Well, you do. Currently, you do. You're right there. Currently, you do.
Oh, okay. So you were just talking about different points in time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Confusing the shit out of everybody is what I'm working on right now.
We're doing a good job.
All right. Let's start with the movies. Let's start with Don't Go in the Woods. Do I have a trailer? Probably not. I feel like this is a film that probably has a pretty decent trailer.
It should. Yeah.
It's so 80s. Let's check YouTube and see if we can find there. Ooh, Splatter University. We watched that last week. Which then we watched it last week, and then it showed up on my featured films.
Tubi's algorithm is weird. It doesn't I'll watch 6 movies through to the end, and it'll show up with a halfway watched, and it continue from here, and I'm like, continue what? The end of the credits? Come on, Tubi.
Right.
But I keep going back because now there's a part of me that wants to see commercials. I guess
I don't know.
Commercials are so bad now.
Yeah.
Oh,
speaking of commercials,
they're not even most of them don't even promote the product. It's just a vibe. Oh, hey, buy racquetballs. That's not what this ad was about. This is about some kind of antidepressant.
Well, here's an ad from the early 80s, 1981, promoting Don't Go in the Woods.
Good.
For some people, a simple warning is never enough. By the time Alma heard it, it was too late. Something's out there in the woods, and it's killing people. Joni never thought it could happen to her. Ingrid and Peter couldn't believe it happened to them. Something's out there, waiting. Something a little bit wild and crazy. For some people, a simple warning is never enough. It's your decision. If you want it chopped off, just take it to the woods. Remember, the call of the wild is the last thing on earth you want to hear. Don't go in the woods. It's coming soon. For some people, a simple warning is never enough.
All right, don't go in the woods. Sorry.
You know what? That guy, for his first voiceover ever, did a really good job.
Not bad. Don't go in the woods.
No, I mean, like, I really like the way he delivered that. It's like, I'm doing the best I can and I'm doing okay. Isn't that what that sounded like to you?
Sure, I'll take that. So James Bryan directed this.
I don't know.
Cinematic jack of all trades, James Bryan had an extremely varied and colorful career in the wild world of low-budget, maverick, underground, independent cinema. Yes,
That's a hell of a title.
Yes, he did. So he's worked in a number of different things, doing sound effects and sound design. Also, I believe he's done some porno in his day under the name, So Don't Go in the Woods is a horror movie. He did something in 87 called the Run Coyote Run. Thanks for the Memories.
Oh, I might have seen that.
The Hottest Show in Town. These are all under assumed names, by the way.
It sounds familiar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whatever Turns You On.
I know I've seen that advertised on Cinemax.
Yep. Bizarre Encounters.
Oh, that's too generic.
Yep. Sex Aliens.
That title, yeah.
And Swedish Erotica 73.
Oh, I didn't like it after 62. It just kind of...
No, I think it's the year.
Over and over
it's the year of 73, I think.
Well, then they would have done it every year.
I don't know, yeah. But either way, it came out in 1986. Either way, he did a number of adult films under the name Morris Deal. But he also did Don't Go in the Woods with Nick Cleland, Mary Gale Arts, James P. Hayden, and Angie Brown.
Which, by the way, on Wikipedia, none of them are hyperlinked. No one in this movie has a link to another site, except under budget, $150,000. The only hyperlink is a footnote.
Fair enough. So I'm going to say a few things about this film that are going to make me kind of contradict myself, because I definitely out of the gate was 100% on board with this, because in the first 10 minutes of this movie, there's 10 murders in the woods. And all of these murders are of people that should not be in the woods.
Yeah.
Number of couples taken out doing bird watching. One guy wants to take photos of a train. One lady is painting in the woods with her child. There's just like all these ridiculous people in the woods.
So bunch of them aren't alone. I mean,
no, I suppose they're not. You're right.
Or
Chris.
is it together they're alone?
I don't know. But there's an unseen killer knocking off everybody that goes into the woods. And here's the thing with these woods. They're not far from like town. It's not like they drove out into the middle of nowhere or whatever. And also, people apparently have been going missing for an extended amount of time, because the first time we get out of the woods, we meet the sheriff, and we meet the other people that work there, the deputies and such. And the deputy comes in to tell the sheriff about the train watching couple that were murdered, or that have gone missing. Sorry, they've gone missing.
Oh yeah.
And the sheriff says, another one, which means this has been an ongoing issue.
Yeah.
And apparently nobody's gone into the woods to look for any of these number of people that have gone missing.
Oh no, because those woods, they're real woods. It's not like, oh, we're going to film on the paths of this nature preserve or national park and just hide it. No, we're going to go to the woods and don't fucking fall down, because you're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
This is overgrown, heavy woods.
Yes.
At times.
Yeah, but also it could just be a section of woods undeveloped between a couple of plots of land.
That is true. That is true.
We've got our four main characters, Peter. Well, it doesn't matter what their names are.
No.
These are the only characters that have any sort of screen time outside of anonymous person to get murdered. And the only type of character development we get on them is that one guy is the leader who's good in the woods. One guy complains about being there, and the other two women have never acted in their lives.
That's fair.
And they're going through the woods, and they're camping, but then they said they're supposed to go to a cabin, but then they don't ever go to the cabin. And like one guy gets pissed off, and the guy that's like leading them is like just a fucking arrogant, like, I've been in the woods before, none of you have, I know better than you, but then I'm going to say what you should and shouldn't do, and then do all of the things I just said not to do.
Yeah, that's because, you got to show by example.
Right, and this guy doesn't. And there's just so many, like, I want to say that there's just such an ineptitude in the making of this movie, but I also think that they just were like, fuck it, whatever. Like,
yeah. I mean, they add in goofy sound effects at a certain point.
Multiple times.
So this is more of a slapstick comedy with a dark edge. I mean,
I'm not even sure, man.
Sort of. Yeah, I don't know either.
Like the guy looking into trying to get the picture of the train. It's him and a lady, and they're both probably like older. They're like probably look like they're both in their, well, if this was the early 80s, they're probably both in like their 50s, but they were like 75 years old plus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because how in like the 80s, it's like either everybody was a 36-year-old college student or they were a 42-year-old elderly. There was no in between.
Yeah.
But he's like, come on, May, I'm trying to get up here so I can get a picture of the train. And she's just like, Don, don't leave me here, Don. Slow down. Donald, stop. And he's like, I got to get the train. And the music in the background is like, and then the guy's dead. Like,
that's true. Yeah.
I'm going to get a great picture of the train up here. Ah! Like, I'm not, because I'm pretty sure all of the audio in this movie was done ADR. I think they forgot to bring microphones on set because the entire thing is done ADR.
Yeah. Yeah, this was filmed not on like 16 or Super 8, was it? This was just a regular 35? It looks like it.
Maybe. I don't know. I couldn't tell.
I'm trying to think if there was a legitimate reason that they didn't record the audio. Like, there's no audio track on this film that they used.
I'm thinking maybe they screwed the audio, or like there was too much like background noise. Like something happened.
Oh,
something happened.
It's real woods. And hell, they could have been filming near an airport for all we know. That would be hilarious.
But the thing with this movie is one of those inept, terribly made movies that does have a rewatchability to it.
Yeah.
In a weird sort of way. I'm not going to go ahead and say that it's a great, so bad it's good movie, but there's just some qualities in this movie where I was like, this is fucking terrible. But I'm like, you know what? Kind of enjoying it.
Yeah. So like, this would be a good thing in the old Halloween throwdown stuff. This would be a good title.
Yeah,
for that.
yeah. Oh, maybe we did it in the throwdown. I just don't remember. But it's yeah. I mean, it's terrible, but watchable is I think the best way to kind of put it, because there's really like I was fucking amped that there was 10 murders in the first 10 minutes. I'm like, all right, man. I'm like, we are not fucking around here. Like this is, and it really continues, but there's a point like after about 15 people have been killed with no story whatsoever that I'm like, okay, why are people still going into these woods? And then I realized, because the police haven't done anything about the people that have gone missing.
Right. So it's not really serious if the police
So what it takes is one of the four guys in our main crew that we also don't really know anything about to escape, get to the police and be like, hey, there's a guy out there killing everybody. And they're like, well, let us be the judge of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, because maybe it's just Teddy over here and he's bored.
Could be.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll go ask him later.
Teddy's been known to hit the moonshine. But it's like halfway through, I did start to be like, okay, come on, give me something. Who is this murderer in the woods? And we don't ever find out. The movie just ends. They kill the killer and it's just over.
That's true. There's
no reasoning, no idea where he came from.
Is it you're in his woods? Is that all it is?
I guess. But like they go to his cabin and he's obviously been in the cabin for an extended amount of time. He didn't just show up. And the way this guy indiscriminately murders people in the woods, he's got to have killed like hundreds of people.
Yeah.
Nobody is spared from this guy. This guy, if you were there and you are in a flamingo shirt with a pair of binoculars, you're dead. If you're there and you're wearing a tweed jacket, you're dead.
Yeah.
If you are bathing in the river nude, you are dead.
Yeah.
Like there is no discerning. If you're there and you're a human and you come across this wild man, you're dead.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what else? You can't say much else past that's true. It was more enjoyable than the other one that we watched with the killer in the woods that I cannot remember the name of, but it's where the couple was floating down the river together as corpses.
Oh,
and it was like November when they filmed that.
Yeah, we did that a while ago. I can't think of the name of that offhand.
Yeah, but this one was more fun. It was the same style, but I definitely liked this one enough to say, hey, what about this?
Yeah, and there's some just ridiculous comedy parts that are put in. Like there's a guy in a wheelchair. That's not the funny part. But they make it a joke. He's trying to first of all, he's alone in a wheelchair, trying to push his wheelchair up a trail. Like
he's hiking. Yeah.
He's hiking in his wheelchair.
Yeah,
and
it's not even an off-road wheelchair. It's one of those
it's just like
nice linoleum hallway wheelchairs.
Yeah, one that should not, like a wheelchair that should not be taken out of the hospital, which is the only reason they probably got it. Somebody probably stole it from our local hospital. And he's trying to get himself up there, and the music is like, oh
my God. Yeah.
And then the dude tips over, and by tips over, I mean throws himself over, falls out of the wheelchair, and then for 60 to 90 seconds, we have him attempting to get back into the wheelchair by just flailing it around his head. And the music goes, it literally goes like this. It goes, bump, 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 bump.
Floundering was the word.
And there's at this point, there's been 30 murders. There's all these cops in the woods. Nobody shut down the trails apparently for people to not go up there. Hey, we're hunting a murderous wild man that's killed 300 people. Don't go on the trails. There's none of that.
No.
This guy's pushing himself up in the wheelchair. Somehow, at some point, apparently manages to get himself back in the wheelchair. And we see him get to the top of the hill, and it goes womp 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 womp. Bum, 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 bum. And then you hear thump, boom, and his head falls off, and you hear wah, wah.
Yeah.
It's so
he didn't even get to pull any of those Franklin shenanigans, going.
Nope, none of that. None of that.
Asshole did.
His head just goes flying off, and wah, wah, wah.
Yeah.
Oh man! All right, let's grade it. All right, Chris, do you recommend, what is your grade for Don't Go in the Woods?
I mean, I kind of got to stick with yes, I will recommend it since I already technically did. But knowing what you know, that this is more a labor of love and fun than anything else, it almost feels like at a certain point they looked at each other and said, I will die before I don't finish this movie. And they did. And I really appreciate that because, I mean, the turn into cartoon music cues was jarring for a second, but then completely and totally fit. It's this weird tonal shift that you just accept.
After the first couple times, because it happens a bunch.
Yeah. Yeah. And this was a video nasty, apparently.
Was it?
That's what
You know what it was?
Yeah.
It wasn't on the list. It
wasn't a prosecuted one.
Yeah,
right?
it was because that's why because we covered the original list.
Yeah, the 72, 71 originals.
72, I think is what it was. This was one of those ones that was like an adjacent.
Yeah, I don't miss doing those in December.
The December nasties.
I'm glad we're done. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna recommend it, but I'm gonna say that this is a low budget movie, and I mean everything I mean by that. But I had fun with it. It was goofy, and it wasn't mean spirited to the point where you're like, oh, okay, this guy's got real problems. It's just like, oh, he found some rosary beads and he lives in the woods. That's all the only hint I'm gonna give you. Because I think that's a pretty good one. So, but I'm going to give this a C+. But in a party situation, B.
Yeah.
Because I think it needs that differentiation there between the two. Because definitely.
This is a movie that, depending on your mood and how you're feeling and like what you're planning on watching, will hit you either way. You'll be like, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, it's terrible.
Yeah,
it's terrible, but it's got an inherent rewatchability to it. I know I've said that a few times, but like,
if I had to watch
the best way to explain it.
Yeah, I feel like if I watched this 2 days from now instead of when I did, I would just write to you and be like, "We're not doing this." That's the kind of mood you got.
So I'm giving it a recommend also in that tense of like, if you are on board for a silly, like ridiculous slasher. And I mean, it's got things going for it. It's got some good gore once it gets going, or like, like some good gore once it gets going. And there's no bullshit. They just immediately just start murdering people, and people are literally just there to be murdered. There's no, like, they're just fodder for the killer. There's no character. There's no nothing.
Right.
Even on your quote unquote main characters, there's nothing. Like, so yeah, in the right sense, it's a great watch, but it's still a terrible movie. So I'm going to recommend it, and I'm going to give it a C because it is such a like poor production and inherently just weird watch that could hit you either way.
Yeah.
Now, moving on to Silent Madness, I feel like that I was hoping for the same thing out of this. Did we get it? We'll talk about it after this trailer.
These conditions are inhuman.
These patients are inhuman. We get all the weird ones, the real crazies.
Yeah? How can you and Dr. Kruger keep releasing patients as disabled as Romano?
I believe I know more about these matters than you do, Dr. Gilmore.
Oh my God. They released the wrong man.
Silent Madness. A terrifying, suspense-filled voyage into the dark places of the mind. Inside your head, the screaming never stops. Silent Madness. Rated R.
So, Silent Madness, starring Belinda Montgomery and directed by Simon Newcham, is an interesting one. I feel like they attempted to make this in 3D, and I don't think it ever actually was released in 3D. Because there's definitely some shots of the like spear going this way, or maybe was that the other movie?
Shit, they blended together in my head. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I think that was the other movie then.
It could have been.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Either way. Silent Madness has Belinda Montgomery is the lead. She is probably most recognizable as she played Doogie Howser's mother on Doogie Howser MD.
Right.
And she was also in Tron Legacy. She played the grandmother.
Oh,
Um,
I don't remember that.
but done a bunch of stuff, like like an episode of Jag, an episode of Ghost Whisperer, like stuff like that. So she's been around for years. And she plays a psychiatrist, played named Dr. Joan Gilmore, and she works in a New York City mental institution for the some of them are criminally insane. Some people are just, trying to get through their problems, like all kinds of things going on. But it's an inherently weird hospital because you have two doctors that are basically running some sort of weird experimental. This is always, it's the 80s. They're experimenting on people and like just doing weird things. And they keep talking about how the place is overcrowded. So they're releasing people that shouldn't be released because of the overcrowding, but they make a mistake and there's a mix up with a name where a guy is named John Howard, and he's supposed to be released, but they release Howard John, who is a criminally insane murderer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. So he's accidentally released.
Which, honestly, not far from what happens back then, because the 80s and mental institutions were a fucking mess.
This is true. So director Simon Nutchin, he's had his hands on a bunch of like slimy stuff. He directed Savage Dawn also. He was also the guy that did the extra scene that was added at the end of the movie Snuff.
Oh.
So he's notorious for that because that was the film that they tried to pass off as a real Snuff movie. And
right.
Yeah. And he also did the exploitation films, The Girl Grabbers and To Hex with Sex. So he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He knows how to make some trash. So basically Dr. Joan is trying to figure out what's going on here, and the doctors that are doing the bad stuff are trying to keep her from knowing what's going on. This place is obviously full of scumbags. The orderlies are scumbags. The lady that's running the hospital ends up being a scumbag.
Mm-hmm. And there's the one good one that just started 3 months ago or whatever.
Which is her, yeah. She's like, I've only been here for 4 months.
Yeah.
So the guy that was the killer, he murdered a bunch of girls in a sorority house. So he gets loose and immediately goes back to the sorority house. And we get the background from the house mother. She was there at the time, and she's like, the cleaning guy that would come was spying on the girls, and was watching them. And then they decided that they were going to embarrass him by spanking him with the paddle. And then he ends up murdering everybody.
Yeah.
So he's returning to exact his revenge on the sorority girls. But it's a holiday weekend, so most of them are gone. There's a few still hanging out. And he starts to knock them off one by one.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Dr. Joan has now traced him back there because she's like, well, he's probably going to come back here. She's a psychiatrist, so you get some. She makes some broad guesses, but because she's a psychiatrist, I'll let it go.
It's a little more acceptable than just a normal person commenting on something they have no expertise in. I hate that.
Yeah, but so she, of course, is like, basically goes to the police, and she's like, I think he's coming back here. And the police chief is Sidney Lassick, who was in a ton of stuff back in the day. He was in Carrie and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and like a bunch of other stuff. Very memorable voice when you hear him. But he's like, well, I'll call the hospital, see if I can get some background. But he doesn't really take her seriously because a hospital covered it up by basically being like, oh yeah, he wasn't released, he died.
Yeah. Yeah, they completely lied about it.
And made
because it's going to look bad for them.
Yep.
And it's easier to just sweep it under the rug.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Dicks. It's all Reagan's fault.
Yeah. Reagan's America, right? It was beautiful.
Fucking, we're still living in it.
So she goes to the newspaper to try to get some of the background on what happened, and the young hot reporter guy thinks she's hot, so he wants to help her, and then they have their little thing, and then there's the older lady that works there, and it's all really very basic. This was the one that it was filmed in 3D. Okay. It was filmed in 3D.
Okay.
But it's just like, it's I don't even really know how to put this one because it's just like, it's just kind of there, man. Like
I was surprised with this because they're telling two stories when normally you get one. Normally you get the teenager, house mom, whatever side of it where there's something big coming up and everybody has to do something and the people start getting missing and, it starts to ruin the plans and then they realize there's a killer. And then there's the opposite side of it with the, oh shit, we released the wrong person. Now we're going to concentrate on this new nurse who doesn't know the area or anything. Go and try and find out where this crazy person is. And that's like 70% of the low budget movies we get is just one part of that story.
Yeah.
This put them both together, which felt to me more complete and more realistic. Like, this guy's running around, people are afraid of him, they got to figure out what's going on. But another person is really trying to just save lives, and she's not stupid. So good. But I thought that the main actress there, I thought she did a really good job, and it was a little different than stuff I had seen before because they were all competent. Excuse me. They're all competent in their jobs, but some of them are just competent in a different way. That way being evil. I want to make as much money as I can.
Fair enough. And the scumbag orderly. So basically,
oh god, yeah.
So basically, the doctors realize that this guy's out there, and she calls and talks to the head of the hospital, and is like, "Listen, I saw him. Like, he's here. We got to do something." And so she's like, "All right, I'll send people there as quickly as possible." And she's like, "No, you got to you're 3 hours away. Like, this is like,
Yeah.
So she's like, he's killing everybody. Like, so to cover it up, they send the two scumbag orderlies that we met earlier on in the L wing or whatever it was, where they're basically keeping these criminally insane guys like permanently sedated. And they're just waiting for them to die. They like already got them in the body bags. Like, they've got them in the body bags and they're just waiting for them to die.
If you give them puzzle boxes, it's Hellraiser 2 with more, just more blood. Because it's a dark room and it's like lit like those procedural shows where the light is only exactly where you need it.
Yep.
That's not how rooms work. That's not how you investigate things or inspect stuff.
That's how I investigate things.
A lot of light. Need a lot
of spotlights.
Forgot what I was saying.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. So the whole underground, it looks like they're like on the 10th level down. And this is all super hidden bullshit from everybody. And it's just like down the hall to the right.
Yeah.
Basically, it's scumbags running the whole place because that's kind of how people thought of it back then.
It's so ridiculous though, because they take the two orderlies and they send them up there and they get there. But the two orderlies are more concerned with killing the doctor than catching the criminally insane guy.
Well, you kill the doctor, nobody's around to tell you you've fucked up.
Right. But at the same time, like, they literally ignore the killer to get the doctor.
Yeah.
And the killer kills them because they're not paying attention to him. Well,
I mean, next time they'll concentrate.
No, there is no next time. But either way, I mean, it's all very fine. Like, is that I will say that this one, they do a decent job with your characters. You know who your good guys are. You know who your bad guys are. They do implement a twist towards the end of it, which pretty well done. Wasn't like super surprising, but also wasn't something that was like very obviously seen coming.
Right.
And it, adds a little spice to the story. But the issue is that the screenplay is really not very fleshed out. So it's like you have people doing the best they can with what they're given. And, it all comes across like, okay, if I saw this in a theater in 1984 and it was in 3D, I would have been like, all right, cool. Yeah, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, because you would have been on a date and you would have been laughing and more people. And
there's a couple interesting kills too, which I wish there was more of. But like you could tell that they put the thought process in, but then also were worried about going too overboard. There's a great one where he's in the sorority house and one of the girls is doing her workout where she is up on the bar by her ankles.
Oh yeah.
She's doing the like upside down sit-ups or whatever. And he comes in and he ties a rope around her neck and attaches the other side to one of the barbells.
Yeah.
And then throws the barbell out the window, which was and the girl that was they got murdered, like she did a good job. Her screams were convincing and it was good, but like there's just not quite enough of that.
Yeah. I have a hard time sometimes with kills in slasher movies because sometimes the people don't look like they have any will or instinct to live.
Yeah.
So like this one, I'm like, grab the rope. Like grab the rope, have like 3 feet of slack, wrap it around your forearm, hold it. He's going to chuck it. And then you're holding it with a bunch of slack. You don't get choked.
Yeah, but yeah.
like turn your head if your head is slowly being pulled toward a sliver of wood. Just a little, turn it a little bit. Just like 6 degrees. It won't go in your eye. Put your hands up. Nobody has hands. Nobody ever gets defensive wounds from like a knife killer guy or anything.
It's true.
I know I just said knife killer guy, but
no. Classic knife killer guy.
I just don't get that. A lot of people in movies just sit there and go, no. There's no like frantic fighting back. It's like they've all just given up. Oh, this is my death scene. I got to die here.
That's what they're getting paid for.
Make it look like you want to live. I mean, come on. That's just a thing that every now and then bugs me.
It's fair.
By every now and then, I mean every time I see it. Now and then when it's going to happen.
All right, Chris, do you recommend and what is your grade for Silent Madness?
All right. Gonna recommend it because
also this is a way better poster. Did you see this one?
Oh, that's good.
Way better.
Yeah. That is nice. That is
Continue.
nice. That's a classic 80s looking poster there. Yeah, so I will recommend it. I was really surprised with knowing this was classified as a video nasty, seeing the acting as at the level it's at in this was a surprise. And
this one was on the video nasty too?
Oh shit, no. I'm getting everything confused. I mean
these movies on is quite similar. I get it.
Yeah. I gotta put a day in between watching these, I think. After 18 years, too. I think I've learned that.
You would think you've learned it is what you should.
Yeah, but I don't listen to it at all. So whatever. I'm gonna go B- because the acting and the main actress's concern for all of this, for everything, I thought that she was like the kind of person you want to have in those places. Like somebody that won't back down because they know it's wrong.
Okay.
Huh. I don't know why I would come up with that thought.
I can't imagine.
But, no, it has absolutely nothing to do at all with the fact that military leaders said no when they were given an order to assemble near Greenland recently. Just for the record, in case anybody sees Mohawked man arrested at White House, if we start World War III, I'm going to kill him. I'm not kidding. My daughter won't be able to get insulin and she will die. And because of that, the people responsible will have to die.
I'm glad we went there.
So I'll give this a B-. I just get so pissed thinking about that stuff.
Well, let's not think about it right now.
Why are
Let's
we
think about
doing
this other
any
stuff.
of this?
All right, so I am going to give it a tepid recommend.
Yeah.
Tepid recommend. I think I like the other one a little better than this, but this has also got a lot of the same things going for it that one did, where it's like, yeah, it's really not well made. And the screenplay fails, but the acting in it is up to snuff for what they're trying to do.
Was written better than some slashers, though.
Yeah. And there was definitely like a plan, and like they do throw that nice little twist in at the end that I was like, oh, okay, all right, cool.
That was good.
but I'm gonna grade it a C also. Because in the pantheon, it's really.
Yeah.
It's fine, but it's not something that I'm gonna really probably remember down the road.
Right.
So, okay, moving on to Joe. I'm actually excited to hear what he has to say about Victor Crowley.
Oh yeah, I forgot that's what we're doing.
Well, hello, Bill. Hello, Chris, and hello, OTC Nation. It's your boy Joe here, and this week, well, I thought of an Ozzy Osbourne parody. Because he made me watch Victor Crowley. What went on in Green's head? Okay. Victor Crowley. I'm glad this franchise is dead.
I don't count on it.
I'm glad it's dead because one of two things needed to happen. Either someone would need to take it away from Adam Green, and I get it, it's his baby, it's hard to let it go, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Or Adam Green would need to start taking Adderall and fucking focus. Like, he's done two things in the last 6 years, and they were both short films. So that doesn't seem likely. You have to wonder if this straight-to-video shart of a sequel had anything to do with it. Like, it just ruined his confidence, and now he can't do anything.
So we're never going to get
personally, I think when he's focused and motivated, he's a good director who makes fun horror movies. And I genuinely hope that he makes like a fiery Ricky Steamboat babyface comeback sometime soon. Mm-hmm. Real quick, here's some other franchises that I would like to see or would have liked to have seen more from. But, good. Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. I know I'm not alone in this.
No, definitely not.
It caught on quick, and then it just kind of fizzled. They talked about a sequel, but I don't think it ever really got into pre-production, much less anything else.
They couldn't get the money
They should have done a sequel within 2 or 3 years, do like a big, cool surprise reveal at like San Diego Comic-Con, C2E2, whatever, just to get the buzz. It would have been great. I love horror from the 70s, and I would not have been mad if they had made another couple of Dr. Phibes movies. I'm a Vincent Price mark. What can I say?
I don't think I've seen those in a while.
Alan Tudyk was at Motor City Comic Con this year, and he said that there was a fully written, ready-to-shoot sequel to Tucker and Dale versus Evil, but it's probably never going to happen.
Then
much to my
make
dismay.
It a comic book. Do something.
And I know Fede Alvarez is busy. But I genuinely loved his Evil Dead from 2013.
Yeah.
And I'm still over here hoping for a sequel like over a dozen years later.
Yeah.
Like Jane Levy might not be doing nothing, but she's not doing much. It's like, I'm sure she's available. But there's a sequel that definitely didn't need to be made here in front of me. And I'm not saying that this movie is responsible for the current state of the world. But hasn't pretty much everything been pretty fucked up since 2017?
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Maybe if we'd been given a good sequel where the ghost of Mary Beth Dunstan was the new vengeful swamp spirit and got Danielle Harris turning people into long pig tartar, while someone discovers that the swamp itself is cursed, and when Crowley died, the curse transferred over to her, maybe things wouldn't be so dystopian.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you never know.
That's fair.
Okay. I just watched the whole thing. And while it's not as bad as I remember it being, it is still completely pointless and such a huge step to the back that you'd think it was doing the time warp wrong. It feels like the first movie in a series where you go, okay, I see what you were trying for there. That wasn't bad. There's room for improvement. Maybe you'll get him next time, Tiger. Like, it's just lucky that for Adam Green that he's a personable guy, because this feels like your friend with money really wants to make a horror film and he casts his friends. It's just that here it helps that his friends are Felissa Rose and Tiffany Shepis and Laura Ortiz and a handful of other actors that you know. So Perry Shen has played a part in each of the Hatchet films, all related to each other. Cute, all of his characters. He survived the events of 3, and he's been going on like the talk show, write a book, exploitation circuit. He gets talked into going back to Honey Island Swamp to do an interview on the 10-year anniversary. And it's basically a goddamn bottle episode in a crashed plane.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, you do bottle episodes when you have a big old exposition dump to take in your series, or you're all out of ideas. And I think Adam Green was out of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
As witnessed by his IMDb for the past 6 years being about as empty as Corey Feldman's autograph table at Motor City Comic Con a few years back.
Nobody wants to work with him, is what the
Friends of
problem
mine
is.
who work for MC3 told me that he was the biggest prick they'd ever met, and they had Savini there a couple times.
Ooh, that's saying a lot.
You know, he also hit on some underage volunteers. Oh,
course he did.
Right. You want to know how they bring back Victor Crowley in this film? Because it's fucking stupid and lazy.
Lightning
There's a
strike through the
subplot
chest.
about some kids making a Victor Crowley movie who intersect with the plane people. And early in the film, they're looking up the voodoo curse that Crowley's dad's wife put on him when he was cheating, yada, yada, whatever bullshit. And a fucking YouTube video does it. Like, they're searching for it and they find one and they're like, they just watch a YouTube video about the curse and Victor Crowley's back.
Yeah, it should have been on a hidden torrent site.
That's it. Like all these homegrown
Make it a little
shot
harder.
on iPhone horror movies on Tubi aren't even that lazy. Well, they kind of are.
They couldn't even go dark web
this
on
is
it.
better than those, but still, they didn't have a solid franchise as a base to jump off from, or jump off of, I guess, in this case. Laura Ortiz definitely steals the show here. She's cute as fuck. She delivers dry sarcasm really, really well. She'll do like Bob Newhart, just deliver something really, really dry, staring you dead in the eyes, and it's great.
Okay.
She seems to be one of the few people here that wasn't just having fun doing their buddy's little movie. Here's how disappointed I was with Victor Crowley. Apart from the kills, they were great and fun and gory. I knew going into this franchise that Adam Green and Bill are acquainted. Now, I don't know if Adam Green is a podcast guy, but there's a better than zero chance that he might listen to this. Was I not as mean as I could have been? Yes. Not with the other ones. The other ones were all completely honest. Did I hold back in my opinion? No. I just wasn't as mean as I could have been in this one. I wanted to be a lot more mean. I wanted to have like a full-blown, like Lewis Black at the end of an episode of The Daily Show temper tantrum.
Yeah.
Like, if I didn't like Adam Green and a pretty decent chunk of his prior work, I probably wouldn't have been so bored and angry with this movie. I just would have gone on my phone. I would have cracked a couple jokes and then it would have been out. I wouldn't have been mad about it. Here I'm sitting mad about it because I know what it could have been. Here's the thing. I'm sorry I got serious there for a moment. That was weird.
Sorry,
The good. The sense of bloody glee in the killings here, it's like it's still there. It's still there, and it's right up there with all the other films. They at least kept the really cool gore and killing people in ways one step beyond how it would normally go. Oh, and the pre-credits bit with Jonah Ray proposing to his girl, and then they both get iced in really bloody, gory ways. That's where this whole movie should have gone. The whole movie should have been like the bit from before the credits. The bad. Anytime Kane Hodder is not on screen in this film, this is just a cast of unlikable characters screaming at each other without any substance. Like, at least there was like a vengeance story in the OG trilogy. Here, there's not even that. Victor Crowley is going to get a D+, which brings my overall grade for the series down to a B-, bordering on a C+. This one was, yeah. Which brings us to Bill. What's next, my dude?
The Collector. Is it two or it's either 2 or 3 movies, but I remember the first 2 being
All right,
pretty good.
OTC Nation, you heard that. Sorry, you heard the man. I'm getting over a cold. You got to forgive me on this one.
We all are, brother.
I'll be back with that next week. Until then, be good, everyone.
Now, yes, it is true that in the past, I do know Adam Green and have been acquainted with him and interviewed him a number of times. He was in Survival of the Film Freaks, and like, I have not talked to him in years. But from what I gather from a lot of people is he's really actually quite difficult to work with. And is, at least at the time, it kind of bought into his own hype, if you will. And I know with Hatchet 3, he burned a lot of bridges with that because he didn't direct it, but still attempted to control everything.
Yeah, he Spielberged it.
Yeah, and then what I gathered was he didn't want to make another Hatchet movie, but at the same time couldn't handle the franchise being finished with someone else's hands as the director, and also only thing he could get any money for. And again, this is all allegedly stuff.
Backed himself into a corner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Without knowing it. I mean, that's terrible. But the believe in your own hype when 99% of the world doesn't know your name.
Right.
Settle down.
Well, and it definitely was the thing where he became the star of his own story. Because, like, when they did Holliston, he was one of the stars of Holliston.
That's why I couldn't watch it.
Yeah, and it was good. I enjoyed it at the time. But then they did Digging Up the Marrow, and it was a mockumentary, and he was the star of the mockumentary.
Yeah, I think that's the last time I watched anything.
He hasn't done other than Victor Crowley. He hasn't done anything since.
Oh no, I mean go back. I didn't even watch. Jack Chop we'll watch every year for Halloween.
Yeah, but that's so old. And then when he started doing the podcast with Joe Lynch, who has made a number of really good films the last few years, he just bought into his own hype and he was his own star. And then he started trying to really like do all the YouTube stuff, and like none of it ever really worked out because he just, I don't know whether he couldn't commit, or I don't know what it was, but I've just heard a lot of people, he burned bridges with a lot of people, and a lot of people don't like him.
Yeah. Joe's joke about getting him on Adderall.
I think that's part of the problem.
I was going to say it may not be, because I've had over the years hundreds of ideas of things I want to do. But the way my brain worked, I couldn't see it through for more than like 2 weeks at a time. Now I'm doing better, but yeah, no, that's definitely something I can see. Like if you start up a show and you got your friends and you're doing everything, and then one week somebody can't make it and the next week you can't make it, you're done. You're going to move on to something else.
Right.
And that's tough when you don't have somebody else. Like we're still doing this show because you're in charge of putting it up and all of that. Frank moved and then moved again. And now he's working hours opposite of mine, so it's just impossible to do the show. So we had to stop. But that was also somebody else with me being like, when are we going to do this week? And yeah, I mean, it definitely could be a mental hindrance that he's got. And that could burn bridges and any kind of ADHD or level of autism where you have the against authority, like you don't even want that to happen. It just does. You just somebody says something. It could be like, "Hey, eat this donut. You've been waiting all day to eat this donut. Go ahead." And you're like, "Fuck you! I'm not eating that donut." Like, why? Why does my brain do that? I don't know, but it could be his too. But I think it's way more common than people think.
Yeah, and I do want to say that Adam's never been anything but nice to me. I've never had. I've never had a bad interaction with him. He's always been really cool. He's always done the interviews. He can't. I mean, back in the day, he would come on the show a couple times a year. Yep. For being from Massachusetts, like he's never been anything but good to me. And all of this stuff is just stuff that I have heard, and I don't know whether any of it's true or not.
Right, you can't confirm any of it, so we're putting it under rumors.
I know that him and BJ had a big falling out with Hatchet 3. That I know because I'm friends with both. I shouldn't say I'm friends with both of them, but I know both of them. So is what it is. Okay, let's move on to Scott. And Donnie's in the chat, and he says he does miss Are You Serious?
Oh, thank you. Maybe Frank will get his shit together and we can do it again.
Sure, blame Frank.
Actually, what I was going to say is my kids really pay attention to the news and everything going on in the world. Like I made a joke about Pete Hegseth the other day to my wife, and both of them laughed because they know who he is and he's a horrible fucking drunk. Anyway, the point I was making is Rip was like, "Hey, we should do a podcast." I'm like, "All right, go find the mic in the basement." Because I mean, that's it. Just we get another mic, we put it on a stand, done, ready to go.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think?
We might. Yeah, I mean, if anybody wants to hear a teenager talk about what 6'7" means, might be able to help you out.
I could put, you know what, and if you have the Are You Serious thing or whatever, we could just all put it out on the OTC feed. So it's like,
oh yeah, that'd be great. I'll talk about Nazis over there.
Oh, yeah, no, just kidding. All right, what's Scott got this week?
I hope you're ready for some holy shit, because holy shit is ready for you.
No, it's
He
not.
says everything twice.
He does.
But in a different way. It's really... Oh.
That's really...
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. With Reverend Scott.
It's decent. It's decent.
Yeah, but it's not.
Hey there, Bill and Chris. This is Reverend Scott.
He is very much front and center as the fucking man.
I'm glad you noticed. And this is officially my first segment of the new year. I know you called your last show the first one of 2026, but I recorded that segment on like December 30th of 2025. So that makes you wrong. Plus, if I say it in my segment, that makes it official OTC lore.
In canon.
Yeah.
And for the first Canon 2026 review of the year, I present to you We Bury the Dead. A film that won't release until February in New Zealand and Australia, despite most of the actors being from there.
Interesting.
And I'm guessing it was filmed mostly there as well. Now I know what you're thinking already.
For some reason, the drug peddling Fruity Pebble ninjas need to have it.
It's ninja juice.
It could be.
Okay, apparently I don't know what you're thinking, but what I figured you might have been thinking was, what's this movie all about?
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
In the second strangest Star Wars sequel, after the Christmas special, comes We Bury the Dead, starring Daisy Ridley as Ava Newman, shown in the first moments of the film as a woman very much in love with her husband. Then we cut to her alone, trying to call her husband. He's not answering, she's frantic, but don't get too preoccupied with that just yet, because within a minute or two, we're seeing several camera feeds near the Australian island of Tasmania, showing what appears to be some sort of thermonuclear bomb going off. It's just absolutely devastating, just wiping out people and buildings, completely destroying an entire city on the eastern coast. Apparently, the United States, quote-unquote, accidentally detonated some experimental bomb there. And for hundreds of miles, even the people not killed by the initial blast itself were hit with some shockwave that rendered them brain dead. People in Australia were a bit pissed at the U.S., they're all like,
You can't be doing that.
Meanwhile, Ava's on a plane to the northern part of Tasmania. Why? Because shortly before the explosion, her husband traveled to a work retreat at a resort in the southeastern part of Tasmania. Not close enough to be part of the initial blast, but definitely within that dreaded shockwave. Ava is one of the few Americans that have been allowed to join the efforts to find and dispose of all the dead bodies on this northern part of the island. Now, if people close to the bomb died in the blast and people further from it are brain dead, why is Ava even here? Well, mainly because of a widespread rumor. Some people on the island, for some unknown reason, are waking back up. Before she starts the efforts, one of the soldiers confirms this to everyone. Some people are rising from the dead. But, don't worry, they're docile and nothing to worry about. Just send off a flare and the army will, take care of them. So we instantly go from a dark, depressing, morbid situation to one that is dark, depressing, and morbid, but also has mystery, anxiety, and some fear.
I mean, it makes for a great viewing experience.
It absolutely does.
Ava's not only grieving over the loss of her husband now, but she's also plagued with the thought that maybe her husband is one of the ones that have returned to life. What could that mean? Ava is soon paired up with this other volunteer civilian, a big, long-haired, bearded, loud-mouthed dude named Clay. He's a rude, crass, wisecracking asshole that brings a black humor to this whole experience. And he's obviously not a big fan of Americans right now.
He's an asshole. He's not ends up not being like one of like the bad guys. He's not like on the the big bad's payroll or whatever. He's just, I guess, racist is what it would be.
Yeah.
Ava and Clay find lots of depressing scenes, lots of bodies to pull out of the houses, including a woman that appears to be upwards of 500 pounds. And Clay had a lot to say about that.
No filter.
But in the garage of one home, while Clay is checking out the family's cool car, out of the corner of her eye, Ava sees it for herself. A man just standing there in the shadows, completely covered in motor oil, motionless and staring right at her. One flare later, the military come and shoot him in the head. Terrifying, yes, but now she's seen it with her own eyes. And the guy looked back at her. She's starting to think more and more about how her husband, he could be out there waiting for her. But when she asks about going to that part of the island where the resort is, the military says the fires are just too bad down in that area to travel there now. The efforts continue to move from the top of the island more south. In another house, they find a young girl just standing there, slowly gritting her teeth together. It's like fingernails on a chalkboard. Meanwhile, Clay finds a nice red Ducati motorcycle. He says he'd give his left nut to take that thing for a test drive. Ava gets a bright idea. They could sneak away on that bike for a bit of a road trip. The resort her husband is at is about 200 miles south, so obviously they couldn't just walk there. And plus, the roads are littered with cars that are filled with dead people and the military's out there. But on a motorcycle, they'd have a good chance of making it on side roads and past the military. And without hesitation, Clay agrees, because he just doesn't give a fuck. Besides, how dangerous could it be? It's probably a good thing they don't know that zombies get more irritated and aggressive the longer they're reanimated.
Don't know if he knows that or not yet.
I like that
He probably does.
We didn't know it though.
They have a few close calls, such as one time where they barely get off the road and hide as the military's coming up in a truck, and behind them there's a zombie just kind of slowly staggering down a side road, and the military proceeds to shoot him in the head. But eventually they find their way to a gas station to fill back up. Things have been going pretty hunky-dory for the most part, but that's when they encounter a zombie that's not only gritting his teeth, but is incredibly pissed off and moving fast and lunging at them. They're luckily saved by a soldier that saw the motorcycle outside and stopped at the gas station. Clay apparently escapes on the bike shortly after this, but Ava is captured by the soldier. His name is Riley. Riley decides to take Ava to the resort to try and find her husband. But first, they need to make a little pit stop for some food. They kind of bond slightly over this meal and over the loss of their spouses at first, but then Ava kind of gets a bad feeling. She starts looking around and realizes she sees photos of Riley and his wife on the shelf. There's a chalkboard with a whole bunch of notes about how the zombies start to grit their teeth and get more aggressive and show all these other signs as he's been studying them. She realizes that this is Riley's parents' house, and his wife had come to visit his parents here the day the bomb went off. He had to bury them all himself. And to make matters worse, Riley said, "We can go to the resort, but Ava, you need to take off your wedding ring and put on one of my wife's dresses and give me one last dance together."
Oh, no.
It's quite a creepy suggestion, to say the least, but she is obsessed with getting to that resort, something she basically can't do without Riley at this point, and if she refuses, she might just end up getting taken back north to the military. So she's left with basically no favorable options at this point.
Or should be considered. Or should they not be considered?
What?
I mean, Riley did kill a zombie for her and cook her a great meal, so maybe it all evens out.
Good or bad? He gave it everything he had, and I respect him for that.
For sure.
But as you might have already guessed, things don't exactly go right with this dance.
Shocking turn of events.
So that's only about 2 out of 3 acts of this film. The whole third act is something that's really best left up to you to see in person. I mean, I don't really want to spoil anything else. There's lots of twists, turns, scares, and creepy teeth grinding. We get a couple of big surprises, one that is very enjoyable, and one that will possibly change Ava forever. I really liked how they handled exposition in this movie too. The only explanation we ever loosely get about that bomb is from Riley during that dinner, and how he kind of heard the US was experimenting with some sort of pulse wave bomb.
That does something. Do we ever told what it does? No.
And then we're also drip-fed scenes from the past of Ava with her husband Mitch throughout this film. We find out more and more about the relationship and how things weren't exactly all sunshine and roses. As we get the whole picture, things are even more tragic than we first realize. I like how this film has a slightly different take on zombies and somehow makes it almost secondary to the drama unfolding with Ava. It's 2026, so it's almost hard to believe someone was still able to come up with a different take on the zombie genre.
True. Yeah. True.
Daisy Ridley is pretty excellent in this. I really hope she gets more opportunities to show off her acting chops in more movies that don't involve the last name Skywalker. It's not a perfect film, but at 95 minutes, it never loses your interest or overstays its welcome.
It's fine. There's some stuff in it that works. There's some stuff in it that doesn't.
But there's more that works than doesn't, so.
I'd say so. Yeah, I'd say so.
Brenton Thwaites plays Clay, and I kind of want to see more of him in films as well. He's very funny in this. I hope some director sees this film before casting a wisecracking anti-hero leading role someday and thinks,
oh yeah, but what about that guy? And they're like, oh shit, yeah, that guy.
For some reason, it has an 84% on Rotten Tomatoes critic score, but only a 46% from the audience. So I think it's pretty safe to say that the only audience members that want to go review this movie online were fucking idiots. So just ignore that.
Once you get past the, oh my God, this is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen, then you're good.
So I highly recommend We Bury the Dead, and I give it a B+. All right, that's it for my review, but how did you guys do last week? Regarding your review of Super Ninja, it was a terrific review as long as you ignore the, I don't know what you call it, colorful language?
Casual slurs, I think is what we could call them.
Casual racist slurs, yeah.
Yeah. That means Super Ninja and your review both obviously get a straight A.
Excellent.
And for Splatter University, it's a virtually unknown slasher in 2026. So that's definitely saying something there.
It's cheap and it shows it, but that's fine.
In a good way. I feel like it's in a good way in this one, yeah.
I give Splatter University a B-, and the review gets a straight B. That's all I got for this week. So everybody enjoy what's left of your new year before the U.S. tests a zombie bomb on us all. And as always, peace and love, guys. Watch Bill and Chris do OTC live on Twitch. See how the relationship between two podcasters has blossomed over the course of 17 years.
A lot of hanky-panky going on. A lot of unneeded hugs.
Yeah.
And random placing of hands on bellies and stuff like that.
Yeah, and they are deeply in love with each other but refuse to acknowledge it.
Very much so. Very much so.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening to us again this week. God willing, well, actually not God willing, but we should be back next week unless something changes. You'll hear about it if it does. So,
oh yeah, you'll know. Yeah.
Patreon.com/outside the cinema. Follow Chris and I on Instagram at Cthulhu at OTC Bill. Make sure you check out SpectopiaArts.com.
Yep.
If you have not watched, don't forget to leave on Hoopla. Please do. Currently the only place it's available, exclusive through Hoopla. And yeah, that's about it. We get to the end of the show, and shocker, I've got to pee.
Yeah.
So we're going to go.
I got one bit of advice.
Yep.
Don't use a motorcycle in a zombie apocalypse. Use a bicycle. It's quieter, and you'll get more exercise.
Ooh, words to die by. Later, dudes.
Live by. Motorcycle equals death.
Surrounded by secret boyfriends, petty jealousies, orgies, and lesbian games.